This is me gulping down infant cereal in the middle of nowhere while trying to get mad off my shoes and clothes. I'll tell you about it. I decided to go on one final hike to wrap up 2025. Location, Mount Bisoke, Rwanda. It's an active volcano standing at 3,711 meters, and it's a 4 to 6 hour hike on a good day. Now, for context, my last major hike was in Scotland, Ben Nevis, the highest point of the United Kingdom. Ben Nevis stands at 1,345 meters. So Mount Bisoke is 2.5 times higher than Ben Nevis. That's one Ben Nevis on top of another plus another half. Almost 3 times higher than Ben Nevis. For some reason, I believed this hike will be easy and chill because that's what the reviews said, but boy, was I wrong. I really should have known when the guide told me that my hiking poles and trekking poles would not work for the hike, and so I needed sticks, like sticks carved out of trees in the forest to go on the hike. It started well. It was a beautiful day with light rain and the skies were clear. The smell of fresh grass was just really refreshing for me. I hired a porter, and I recommend you hire a porter if you go on this hike, because even though I hiked with a group and there were so many other people, hiking or hiring a porter did really help me from the start of the hike to the point that I got to. All right. So I say to the point that I got to because I did not finish this hike. And this is the very first hike that I have started and not finished. Let me tell you about it. The hike begins through the farms, beautiful farms. You'd see women and children out farming. Everybody sort of enjoyed this part of the hike. The incline was slow and steady. There were some really muddy and rough patches, but they were expected as we were all required to wear either hiking boots or Wellington boots. At this point, I was already tired and had handed my backpack to my porter to help me because this was just about 35 minutes in and my heart was already falling out of my chest. At this point, I actually needed hand holding because I just could not keep up. I was the last at the back of the group. I wondered how everybody just kept going and whether I was really not in good physical shape because they were all pretty chill. I was at the back of the group. About 55 minutes in, we had one final meeting where our guide told us that we were required to get to the top of the mountain by 1 p.m. If you did not get to the top by 1 p.m., you're required to go back